50, 45. There goes Davis.
Oh, my God.
Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
Psych, they did not win the Iron Bowl this year. Welcome in, everyone, to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 596. Today is Sunday, last day of November 30th, 2025. Kid, great day for us in the NFL, don't you say?
Yeah, 1 o'clock window was amazing. The 4 o'clock window, we stepped a little bit, but the teaser's live. So
Yes.
The teaser's live. The player prop is dead. But overall, pretty sure still a profitable day. So that's what that matters.
Yeah, prop is dead. JSN had his worst game of the year, even though they do get they get the double digit cover. We'll talk about that game in a minute. But lock, dog, teasers live. Still very profitable week. We have college football we'll talk about the game, we'll talk about the Egg Bowl real quick, and then we got Monday Night Football plays between your New England Patriots and the New York Giants. We'll end on the association. We do have some NBA plays, and I got like 3 or 4 college plays as well towards the end of the show. But kid, we'll start at the 1 o'clock window, and we will start with your lock. The 49ers take care of business on the road in Cleveland, 26-8. I didn't think Shedeur played all that bad. It was just too many mistakes for him to overcome, and the defense was just flying for Robert Salah and that San Francisco. Brock Purdy played okay, 16 for 29, 168 yards, no turnovers, only 1 sack. George Kittle had a big game. Didn't get in there for you, but other than that, he had a really good game. Outside of Quinson Junkins, the offense really couldn't muster anything together, but 3-9, they're looking towards the draft, the Browns.
Yeah, overall for Shedeur Sanders wasn't, to be honest, I think he played well enough to at least be I'm not sure if he was named next week's starter, but I think he's played well enough to at least be the starter possibly for the remainder of the season. He started off the day 8 for 11 with a tutty. He was almost in halftime with the lead. Give credit to the 49ers. Come in, got there with the lock of the week, minus 4.5. The line switched to 5.5. Still laid the 5.5. It didn't matter. Yes, it wasn't the most impressive game by Brock Purdy, even though that is a top 5 defense on the opposite side. But I expected more from him, especially last week. 3 straight possessions with 3 interceptions. So I expected a little more from him. But overall, I think CMC had a pretty good game. George Kittle, like you said, he had a good game, back-to-back great games. Just couldn't find the end zone. And with the Cleveland Browns overall, Myles Garrett got another sack, so he's 19, 3.5, 4.5 from the record. So shout out Myles. I hope he gets the record sooner than later. But at the end of the day, the Browns are the Browns still. Is Shedeur the answer? I don't think so. But he's honestly playing above average. He's playing above average.
Kevin Stefanski did come out after the game and said Shedeur will be the starter for next week. Not the remainder of the year, but he did get the job for next week against the Titans.
He should. And he should win that game.
Against Cam Ward.
Yeah, that's a winnable game.
That is a winnable game. What does Sanders do better than Dylan Gabriel?
I think he's a little more mobile, out like in and out of the pocket, not scrambling wise because he doesn't really scramble for yards. But I just feel like he could avoid the sacks. We haven't seen him take too many sacks. I think he's a better deep ball thrower. We were seeing, last week to Bond, today with the tight end. So I think he's a better deep ball thrower as well. I think overall, I think he just understands the defense. He reads the defenses a little better. And I think he's more confident. I think that has a lot to do with it. So I think he's a little more confident than Dylan Gabriel. And not for nothing, things that is not talent. He got the size. He got the weight. Dylan Gabriel's what, 6 foot, 5'11". Shedeur is what, 6'3", 2 something. So just from his height alone, I think he has a more advantage than Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, I think definitely the footwork. I think the accuracy as well. He has a lot to overcome though. The Browns and and Shador Sanders. So we'll see. But yeah, big win for the 49ers. And they stay with that 7 seed. They're 9-4 in a very competitive West where the Rams winded up losing today. So we could actually just skip right there to the Rams game.
Wow.
Can't believe it, to the Panthers. Double-digit underdogs at home. And this Carolina team, kid, 7-6. Dave Canales has the boys playing. Bryce Young, 15 for 20, 206, 3 touchdowns, no turnovers, 2 picks. They ran the ball well with both Rico Dwaddle and Chuba Hubbard. Jalen Coker had a good game. McMillan, towards the end, was catching some balls. Only 1 catch for 43 yards. It was that touchdown. 2 targets, which was crazy to see. But, both Blake Corum and Karen Williams had good days on the ground. The 2 picks winded up hurting Matthew Stafford and this Rams team.
Yeah, I could give credit to that defense for Carolina. Give him a chance the whole game. Bryce Young, I understand the numbers wasn't eye-popping, but the fact that he had 3 passing touchdowns, and if you was watching, red zone or had your eyes glued on the game, some of those throws and touchdown passes were flat out dimes by Bryce Young. The one to McKillen, the one to Jalen Coker, one of them was on a 4th down. So I love the aggression we saw from the Carolina Panthers. What they had to lose, they were going against the best team in football in many people's eyes, and they stunned the world. Though I can't say more about this Carolina Panthers team. I did not expect this today. Matthew Stafford, not gonna say he might have lost the MVP award today. Not
So
for
yeah, so
nothing.
right now Matthew Stafford plus 110, Drake May plus 130, but we'll see how Drake plays tomorrow.
Yeah, Drake May, all he has to do is not have multiple turnovers and win the game, and he will be minus at least buck
120.
50 something
Okay,
tomorrow.
yeah.
So I expect like I said, I don't think he lost the award, but he definitely took a huge stand. Matthew Stafford, he still only has 4 interceptions on the season, which is flat out amazing. But Carolina was just a better team today. Any given Sunday, at the end is the NFL, so I'm not too worried about it. I still think the Rams are legit, but this Carolina Panthers team at home, they could live against anybody, and they just proved that.
10th in the NFC right now, 16% chance of making the playoffs. But right now, they're only a half a game outside of the Tampa Bay Bucks, who have an 86% chance to make the playoffs. You give this Panther team any shot at the division?
After what I saw today, I think they should have at least a 40% chance on winning that division. Because not for nine, I think we all love Baker Mayfield and the Bucks, but they've been dealing with a ton of injuries all season long. Can they keep, this is the first game they won in 4 weeks. So can they sustain wins throughout the season with all these injuries? And can they hold off the Panthers? From what I saw today, looking like the Panthers are going to be fighting, especially at home for the rest of the season. And not for nothing, if they could just play a little better on the road, wouldn't be surprised they win 1 or 2 games down the road down the stretch.
First place in the AFC South, the Jacksonville Jaguars. Big win on the road, 25-3. That's 2 straight games. Trevor Lawrence not throwing interceptions, turning the ball over. And, they're not running the ball all that well, but Jacoby Myers has been a great asset to this team. 6 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown. Strange had a touchdown in the red
Hmm.
zone early in the game. And, we say week in and week out, I feel bad for Cam Ward. I didn't think he played terrible, but he really doesn't have offense. He doesn't have a ground game. He doesn't really have a receiving core. Only guy I really know, Tajay Spears, Van Jefferson, Chidi Kwangu. Outside of that, and they're not really wide receiver ones, and no disrespect, but you really can't. I don't have much for the Titans. They're just a bad vibe team. I don't think they'll win a game, but this you need to win this game if you're Jacksonville.
Yeah, we got there with the -6 with the Jacksonville Jaguars. They took care of business, and that's what you needed to today. I know I was a little questionable with them. I was like, should I make them my lock of the week? I was like, no, I'll just lay the 6 with them. And, they won convincingly as they should. Now they're first place in the AFC South. Hey, watch out. I think Jacksonville's live. We saw Houston's rolling. Colts took a step back. Not for nothing. Without a running game, Trevor Lawrence was the second leader rusher with 25 yards. The offense was kind of flowing today, not for nothing. Jacoby Myers, biggest game as a Jaguar to date. Nice to see Strain back in the lineup. I think this is his second game back from injury. If Brian Thomas Jr. could just turn it around and be the player he was last year, I think Jacksonville Jaguars could be live to win the division.
Well, they're in
It's
first
just,
place right now.
yeah, who's gonna be able to step up offensively for the remainder of the year? I wish it could be Brian Thomas Jr. You have him on fantasy deal. You know how big of a disaster he's been
Yeah.
this year. ETN, he's been honestly been having a hell of a season. Today, real quiet. So can the running game get back to where it was? Can the receivers step up? I like Jacoby Myers. I like my boy Parker Washington, who went out with an injury today. I'm pretty sure it's nothing too serious. I like Strange. I like Brian Thomas Jr. He's just been quiet this year. Still, if the defense can hold on and Trevor Lawrence, like you said, Key, don't turn the ball over, I think Jacksonville is live to win the division.
The Titans first team in the AFC to be eliminated from playoff contention. Houston takes care of business. Dog of the week cashes for you, 20-16 on the road. The defense was flying around. Only one touchdown given up in the third quarter. It went to Alex Pierce in the back of the end zone. That was a nice one. Oh no, they actually had a touchdown earlier on too to Tyler Warren. They just missed a PA. Yeah, but other than that, man, Nico Collins, another big game returning the ball. CJ Stroud. Outside of the pick, I thought he played well. And they did just enough to, keep their playoff widths intact there, sitting at the 8th seed on the bubble, 63% chance of making the playoffs.
Yeah, I like their chances still, especially because their defense is playing at a very high level. We saw it last week against the Buffalo Bills, 8 sacks today on Daniel Jones. Only was able to get 1 sack, but still holding to Jonathan Taylor to 85 yards. To me, some people might be like, "Oh, he ran for 85." To me, that's a successful day against the league leading rusher. Alec Pierce hurt you a little bit, but nobody else. Tyler Warren did get the touchdown. Michael Pittman Jr. held to 1 catch, 13 yards. Joshua Downs take away that bomb on the sideline. He kind of had a quiet day as well. But I think the story was how well CJ Stroud looked coming back from the concussion. Because who misses 3 games from a concussion? I understand it was a tough hit, but 22 for 35 and in a divisional rivalry game on the road, to me that's pretty impressive. I understand 68 QBR, 75 quarterback rating, but coming back from an injury on the road after your backup won 3 straight games, I know it was some pressure on CJ, and I think he answered every call. I understand he wasn't perfect, he wasn't amazing, didn't throw any touchdown passes, but to get this win on the road against at the time 8-3 Colts team, to me that's impressive. That was big time. So shout out CJ Stroud. I know he will only look better from today. Give credit to D'Amico Ryan. He turned this team around, Dill. This team was
They
sub
were fighting
500.
for it, yeah.
Yeah, sub 500 now. They have a shot not just to make the playoffs, they have a shot to win the division. So shout out to Houston Texans. I think they're exactly where they want to be right now because they're in rhythm right now. If CJ Star starts flowing, watch out.
Yeah, 100%. They do. Colts move a little down in the seeding to the 5th seed, but still a 71% chance to make the playoffs. Saints, another team eliminated from playoff contention with a loss today. We get there with the first half cover. Only 5 points scored for Miami in the second half, which I said they cooled down, which is why I didn't want to take him. You wouldn't have covered either if
They were
if you
laying
took the
5.
full game. Yeah. So they do get the late touchdown. They get the onside kick, but they don't wind up converting anything. 2-10 they move to. Tyler Shuck had some good throws, had some bad throws as well. They had no run game. Alvin Kamara was hurt. Valet, he had a pretty good game. Chris Olave had a couple catches and a touchdown. But David Achain, I mean, the guy, another 100-yard game, a touchdown, 22 carries, 134 yards. Tua didn't play the best game, but they really didn't need to win the game. Offensive line still struggles, 4 sacks given up for Miami, but this is a win. They needed to win this game at home.
Yeah, and to be honest, if you watched it down the stretch, they should have lost this game. Chris Olave dropped a go-ahead touchdown with about 30, 40 seconds left. They recovered an onside kick, so the Saints had their chances. In my opinion, they gave Miami everything they have. Give credit to Miami, shut them down in the first half, forced a couple turnovers. I chain with a touchdown as well. So the game was over in the first half. Saints just happened to make it interesting in the fourth quarter. Give credit to Miami. They should have won this game, but hey, that backdoor cover. Shout out to all the people who take the Saints plus 5.5.
Everyone was taking that, I feel like. New Orleans does stay at the number 2 pick overall for the NFL draft. Tennessee is at 1. Giants at 3. We'll see what happens Monday night. Las Vegas 4. Cleveland 5. And the Jets fall to 6 at 3 and 9. There's still a pathway, though. Because
but 6 is far out.
Hey, we got 3 draft picks. We'll move up. And we already know Tennessee's not taking a quarterback. Giants not taking a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. That's 2 out of 4. That's 2 with 4 remaining. You're 6, so that's 2.
New Orleans going to take a quarterback.
Damn right.
Vegas has to take a quarterback.
They have to. They didn't take Shador last year.
And look what happened. They signed Geno. And Cleveland has to take a quarterback. Unless Shador does something down the stretch that proves differently, I think they take a quarterback.
Yeah, but knowing Cleveland, they won't draft a quarterback with the 3rd, 4th, or 5th pick.
We still got about 5 weeks left, so we'll see how all the dominoes fall out. But the Jets do get the win here at home. Hey, I said they were live. This is a game that, ugly weather, defense played well. And Tyrod Taylor, 19 for 33, 172 yards, touchdown, no interceptions, only 2 sacks given up. He could have been sacked like 5 times, but he was eluding pressure all day. He had 44 yards on the ground. Breece Hall had a nice day with a touchdown. Adrian Mitchell went for over 100 yards and a touchdown. Bijan had a hell of a game. So did Kyle Pitts. He caught a lot of big passes as well, but shout out the defense, man. They capitalized. They got timely stops. And Tyrod Taylor, I said he's going to fuck around and win some games.
Yeah, Dale. Shout out Kirk Cousins. I think he been playing pretty well since he's been named the starter, with Michael Penix being out for the remainder of the season. 21 for 33, 1 tutty, 2 sacks in the cold rain. So to me, Kirk Cousins played well enough to win the game. Bijan Robinson 142 on the ground with a tutty. He also had 51 yards receiving. Kyle Pitts led the team with 82. But the New York Jets, Tyrod Taylor did it with his arms and his legs. Those 44 yards, that 14-yard run to set him up, it was huge. Adrian Mitchell had himself a career day, 8 catches, 102 with a tutty, 52-yard bomb.
Mechie got to stop dropping the ball.
Mechie got to stop dropping the ball, but he's still been a great addition for this team. Not for none. I know I don't want to get Dylan too excited, but right now, with Sauce getting out with a calf/hamstring injury, and Adrian Mitchell having a career day,
we fleeced them.
People could say the Jets are winning that trade by a mile.
By a mile. It's not even close. Sauce left the game. He didn't return. I'm not rooting for injury, but maybe we got him.
It's the facts. We got rid of facts.
Yeah.
Adrian Mitchell is striving. And right now.
And to be honest, our defense has looked better the last 3 weeks as well, without Quinnen Williams as well. So these are just facts. But yeah, no, we fleeced them for that trade. That shit was crazy. And shout out the revenge spot. I'm glad the boys got the dub against Jeff Olberg. He wanted to leave us and go to Atlanta. All right, welcome back. That's why you lost. Your team's trash too. If we're bad and you lose to us, what does that make you?
Horrible. The over was
crazy.
I hit the under. I was like, there's no way we're going to see 40 plus points.
I thought this was a better defense. That's what they were telling me. Adion
They
Mitchell
had
put up 100.
108. What a tutty.
Hey, people are saying it, not me. I
Hmm.
don't know. Dog of the week, Cashes though. Buccaneers, it wasn't pretty, but they got it. They got the win 20-17. Arizona tried to make a late comeback, but I Jacoby Brissett, man, he's gonna sling it. 29 for 40, over 300 yards. He had the one pick, but touchdown. Bam Knight had the crucial fumble, but Trey McBride, another big game. It was good to see Marvin Harrison Jr. back out there, 6 catches, 69 yards. Bam Knight had a touchdown receiving. But yeah, Bucky Irving, it was good to see him get a touchdown as well. 17 carries, 61 yards. Wasn't pretty, but a win is a win at home.
Yeah, shout out to Tampa Bay Buccaneers getting right back in the win column. Jacoby Brissett, he's been balling, Dill. Say what you want from him. He's been a great backup for this Arizona Cardinals team. I understand they're not winning a ton of games, but he's been competitive. And that's all you could ask for, especially from your backup quarterback. McBride had himself a pretty good game. Marvis Harrison Jr. looked good. First game back from injury. Overall, with Tampa, Baker Mayfield after that that heave in the first half last week, it did not look good, and not for nothing. He looked pretty good today. I know, I understand it wasn't vintage, Baker, but he had some yards on the ground, 27, 18 for 28, 194 with the tutty. I'll take that. I'll take that. I understand it wasn't the most impressive win, but a win is a win. Shout out to Tampa Bay Bucks. First win in 3 weeks.
They
Get
needed
him
it.
right back. Yeah, they needed it. Get him right back on the wooden column. Shout out Todd Bowles. And the Panthers are crawling at their heels still. So
I was gonna say
Tampa.
they needed this because a lot of people thought, oh, tough schedule for the Panthers. They got the best team in the NFL. The Rams coming into town, and they get the win. So if they would have said, you know what, we could punt on this game because Panthers are gonna lose, they would have been sadly mistaken. The Carolina would have been in first place.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, Arizona, third team eliminated from playoff contention in the NFC. We have 4 teams officially eliminated. Titans out of the AFC, and then 3 in the NFC. The Cardinals, the Titans, and the G-Men.
The Jets are live.
Jets are live. Seahawks. So the 1 week that, I don't lay the double digits, they wind up pitching a shutout, 26-0 at home against the Minnesota Vikings. I mean, the quarterback isn't good, obviously, but I was saying this when JJ was there. The offensive line is terrible. They have no run game. The receivers are visibly upset at this point.
Yeah.
Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson. Justin Jefferson is too good of a player to have 2 catches for 4 yards.
He's too good to only have 6 targets.
Yeah. JSN didn't have a good game either, but they ran the hell out of the ball. Zach Charbonnet had a touchdown. Defense had a touchdown. Defense was flying all day. They pitched a shutout. And Sam Darnold, a nice revenge spot here. Nothing crazy. He didn't get the 1.5 touchdowns, which is surprising. They put up 26 points.
He didn't do shit.
But a win is a win. They are 9-4, kid, and they are in the playoffs right
93.
now. They're at the 5 seed with a 93% chance of making it.
Yeah, as of right now, they're tied for the first place as of right now, they're tied for the number 1 seed in the NFC, and they're tied for the NFC West with the Los Angeles Rams. So shout out to Seattle Seahawks. That defense, though, what I've been saying, number 1 defense in fantasy, looking like the number 1 defense today. Not for nothing, I think Minnesota defensively played well enough. I think Brian Flores did a hell of a job. JSN had his worst game of the season. Only 2 catches, 23 yards. Sammy D, I understand he threw 4 picks against the Rams, but 14 for 26, 128, sacked 4 times, no touchdowns, no interceptions. I think Brian Flores in that defense played one hell of a game, not for none. It's just offensively, they don't got a quarterback, and even if they did, I think they still lose this game. Running game wasn't there, only 66 total yards. Max Brosmer, 4 interception. He also got sacked 4 times.
The offensive line is terrible.
Yeah, it took a step back from what it was last year, but give credit to Seattle. Defense looked amazing. Running game looked pretty damn good. And you didn't need much from your two top guns on the offensive side and Sammy D and Jason. The fact that you was able to score, I know the majority came from the defensive side, but you're able to score 26 points without JSN doing pretty much anything. That's an impressive one. Shout out to Seahawks 9-3, tied for first place in the NFC.
Yeah, they're insane right now. I mean, tied for the number 1 seed. They're doing everything that you'd expect out of Mike McDonald's defense right now, and yeah, they're very fun to watch. Vikings very close to being eliminated right now. Actually, while we were talking, another team just eliminated from playoff contention. The second team in the AFC, the Las Vegas Raiders, moved to 2-10, and they lose 31-14 against the Chargers. Nice bounce back win for the.
That means the Jets got the 7th pick now.
Let me update.
No, all right, it was already updated.
Yeah, it was updated 2-10. Yeah.
Shout out to Chargers right now. My teaser's live. Shockingly, I said I'm having such a good 1 o'clock window. I should fade my teaser. You start laughing. We expected the Chargers should have taken care of business, especially after being embarrassed last week in Jacksonville. Justin Herbert didn't need to do much. He only had 150 passing yards. The story really was Vidal, the running back, 25 touches, 126 with a tutty. Jared Patterson had a touchdown as well. Lon McConkey found the end zone. Nobody really needed to do much on the offensive side. It was just the defense in the running game. And for the Raiders, Geno Smith, another interception, another multiple sack game. He got sacked 5 times. Genty, I like Genty, but right now, it's looking at him being drafted number 6 overall, looking like a huge reach, especially after Monangai from the Bears, who was a 7th round pick, has more yards, more touchdowns, more yards per attempt. So Brock Bowers is elite, no doubt about that. But this
Yeah,
Raiders team,
him and Max Crosby are the only bright spots on this team.
if I'm the Raiders, I would highly consider trading Max Crosby. See if I could get like a first and like a third for him next year, maybe a first and a second. Because Max Crosby is definitely a top 5 player at his position. And the Raiders, come on, for the next 2-3 seasons.
You think the Chargers could win the division?
Yeah, absolutely. Put it this: who do I trust more? Daniel Jones, Justin Herbert, Trevor Lawrence. I mean, Chargers. I'm sorry.
Well, the Broncos.
Broncos. Yeah. I think the Broncos could slip up. Like the Chiefs are out of the equation, right? It's gonna come down to the Chargers and the Broncos. Broncos should win tonight. So let's just chalk up Broncos are 10-2.
10-2. Yeah.
What's the remaining schedule looking like? Next week, they're against the Raiders. So that's a win. They're 11-2. Week after that, the Green Bay Packers at home. Let's just say that's a loss. They're 11-3, right? Week after that, Broncos. Who they play?
Well, yeah.
Jacksonville, week 16.
That's a toss-up.
That's a toss-up. I'm gonna say that's a win, right? So they're 2-1 right now, and then they got the Chiefs at Arrowhead Thursday night game. I'm gonna say that's a loss, week 17. So that's 11-4.
And then they finish it off with the Chargers.
That might be for the division. So if
I'm looking at the Chargers right now. They play Philly next week, prime time. They play at Kansas City, at Dallas.
Shit. Yeah, it's over.
Against Houston, and then Broncos. What a hell of a schedule to finish the year.
They have a chance of going defeated. That's what it sounds like. No cap.
They could win one.
Put it like this: they're gonna finish sub 500 for the remainder of the year.
Wow,
that's a tough schedule. Wow.
Very tough.
I think the Denver Broncos should. I'm not gonna lock it in. They should run away with the division. I'm gonna say they finish 12 and maybe 13-4. They might finish 13-4.
The Steelers wind up winning and still hold the lead in the AFC North, even though with a loss at home. Bills 26, Pittsburgh Steelers 7. Josh Allen 15 for 23, 123 yards with a touchdown. The story was not him. The story was James Cook. 32 carries, 144 yards. The only thing missing was you needed to get into the end zone. Keon Coleman had his 2 weeks in a row that he was a healthy scratch. He wound up getting in the end zone as well. Aaron Rodgers started the game, wound up getting taken out. Mason Rudolph wound up closing the game. After that, the offense just went nowhere. And, I felt like the Steelers defense played physical, and at times they showed some heart, but it was too much. Buffalo's just a much better team than Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they just simply just ran the ball down Pittsburgh throw. 200, let's say 250 on the ground. James Cook 144. Ray Davis ran the ball pretty damn well as well, though. He averaged damn near 7 yards a carry. He had a couple, I think a 15-yard run and then a 13-yard run back to back. They just couldn't stop the run. It was nice to see Keon Coleman get in the end zone, and that was in a 4th down as well. James Cook was your leading receiver. I don't like that sign. I don't think that's a recipe for success. But give credit to Buffalo after Josh Allen and Cook, with an interception and a fumble in the first half. The Buffalo Bills turn it around to start the third quarter, strip 6, and then an interception off Mason Rudolph after Aaron Rodgers came off the field a little bit with a bloody nose. So I think Buffalo, going into halftime down 7-3, and then just answering 20 straight points, you got to give them credit in that, because especially, we saw this team, kind of stutter step in the road, against Miami, uh, against Houston the week prior. And we honestly thought we was going to see that again, especially in the first half. The offense wasn't looking good, turned the ball over multiple times. Second half, they flipped the switch. So shout out Josh Allen, shout out James Cook, looking dominant, especially the defense looking great in the second half. And for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm going to say this right now. I think the season's over. I think right today, 4 o'clock, when we just saw the Pittsburgh Steelers season, and Aaron Rodgers did not look good. He looks hurt. He got a fractured wrist. Jalen Warren in that running game was horrendous. And not for nothing, DK Metcalf, shout out your agent. You should give your agent $1 million.
Finessed.
You finessed the Pittsburgh Steelers, and not for nothing, shame on the Pittsburgh Steelers for trading away the second leading receiver in the NFL right now in George Pickens. So Darnell Washington, he led the team receiving yards, 2 catches, 45 yards. Till this offense, they just have no weapons on the outside. The running game, if they don't kill you with Gainwell, well, what else do they have? So I'm sorry to say this, because I think we're all Mike Tomlin fans, and I got nothing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, but it's week 13 and your season's over.
You agree with the odds minus 220 for the Ravens to win the division?
It should be minus 1,000.
Wow. I want to read you DK's numbers, and I want you to realistically.
He's averaging less than 42 yards a game.
Yeah, he's averaging about 13 yards per game.
No, not 13. That's crazy.
No, it is. 13.6 yards per game, 83rd in the league. He has 42 catches. That's top 46. 573 yards. That's 32nd in the league, and he has 5 touchdowns, tied for 17th in the league.
Wait,
I can make a legitimate.
500 and what yards? You said
573 divided by 42.
Yeah, because he's averaging 44.
Oh, okay. It says 13.6 on ESPN.
That's probably like per catch.
Yeah, maybe per catch. But I can make an argument he's not a top 25 receiver this year.
Nah, he's not. He absolutely not. Brian Thomas Jr. is having a better year than him. He's just been not for now. I still think DK in the right system is pretty damn elite. But right now in Pittsburgh, it's been a flat out disaster.
Yeah, I would agree. Bills, though, big win for them. They moved to 7th in the. I think they're good. I think they're going to get in. They have a 91% chance to make the playoffs, so they do move to 7-4. No, 8-4.
8-4. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're 8-4. We're recording this about 20, 30 minutes before Sunday Night Football. Are you on? You're laying the points here with the Broncos, right?
As a Patriots fan, I would be rooting for the Commanders. But as a better, I'm gonna lay the 5.5 with the Broncos. They're coming off their bye week. You got to back up in Mariota. Bo Nix in that offense. I understand no J.K. Dobbins, but I think Patrick's at 10 makes
Yeah.
his return as well. So I expect the defense to shut it down. I expect them to fly, and I expect Bo Nix at the bare minimum to at least put up 10 in the first half, and then in the second half, that's when the offense gets going.
I think with a loss here tonight, Commanders will be eliminated from the playoff contention. But that's good for my friends down in the DMV. That would probably solidify you with a top 6, 7 pick, depending how you
No,
finish the end.
if they're saying Jaden Daniels might be back next week, so if he's
For what
back,
though?
I I
The
agree with
season's
you 100.
over.
I agree with you 100%, Dill. If he comes back, that's another 2-3 games they're winning.
Overall, though, really good week. We hit the lock finally after like 5-6 weeks. We hit the dog of the week, the Jets, never in doubt. Prop actually didn't hit. We snapped like the 4-game streak with the props, but teaser is still live here. I need the Broncos to win and then the Patriots tomorrow, and we'll talk about that. But kid, how'd you do this week?
Another great week so far. We didn't get there with the player prop. Sammy D over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I thought it was going to be a revenge spot. Didn't get there. We got there with the lock of the week. San Francisco minus 4.5, minus 5.5. Didn't matter. We got there with the dog. We took the plus 3.5. Keep the 3.5. Give me the Colts straight out on the money line plus 150. And then I gave you a teaser for Thanksgiving. Guess what? Your boy's back live with another teaser. The Chargers, they took care of business. We teased them down from 9.5 to 3.5. And then I got my Patriots tomorrow. So if you listen to last two episodes, your boy Elvis been giving away some nice teasers.
What world are we living in? Back-to-back teasers potentially hitting for your kid?
Yeah, this is history in the making.
Yeah. Shout out Adam. He's in the chat. Gave us a live prop for Sunday night. Bo Nix over 16.5 rushing yards. He's had at least 20 rushing yards in every road game this season. And the Redskins' run defense sucks. Valid. I do like that.
Yeah.
Kid, it is a great day. I made sure today I had Brutus. I made sure he was in the shot. I made sure I had my helmet. I made sure Ohio State's banner was up. I made sure Garrett Wilson, part of Receiver University, made sure everything was up today because 4 or 5 years in the making, Ohio State beats the team up north 27-9. Julian Sayin is the Heisman. He is the best player in the country, quarterback in the country. I mean, yeah, nerves hit him quick. Second pass of the game. I like the aggressiveness. I mean, the aggressiveness from Ohio State right out of the gate and not being timid like the last few years, trying to hit Cardell Tate deep, goes right back to Jeremiah Smith on his birthday. The double move Jeremiah Smith made on 4th and 5 for the touchdown. Now, controversial if he kind of gathered it or it was a touchback. They called it a touchdown. So, it wasn't, regardless if he had the touchdown or not, it didn't really matter. They had -8 rushing yards in the second half, Michigan. I thought that was their thing. They paid $12 million for a running quarterback, and he went 8 for 18 with 63 yards at home with an interception. This defense didn't allow a touchdown. Best defense in the country. Have 5 first-round picks on that team. Woo, and Jeremiah Smith and Cardell Tate are just so fucking elite. It's the best wide receiver room in the country. And you know who I'm really happy for? Matt Patricia. He turned this defense around with a lot of talent leaving last year. It's the best team in the country. 12-0, baby.
Yeah, shout out Coach Pencil. You also get there with the cover. I understand we were both kind of questioning the minus 10.5 with Ohio State. We get there with the under 44.5, never a doubt. I think Ohio State, facing their first bit of adversity, being down 6-0 early on, basically put the clamps on for the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Julian Sayin, I understand he probably win the Heisman, but definitely he should after yesterday. I think definitely should be in the room when the trophy's being handed
He's
out.
second. So Fernando, and it's going to come down to the Big Ten championship. Right now, Fernando Mendoza, the quarterback for Indiana, he's favored at plus 105. Julian Sayin is second at plus 155. They play each other next week for the Big Ten championship.
And I ain't gonna hold you, bro. I think the boy Payev for Vanderbilt should be
Oh,
up there. Not for
he
nothing.
had his moment too. We'll get to it. But yeah, Diego Pavia is third at plus 400. He also got the touchdown and hit him with the Heisman pose. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, so to me, it's been an exciting year. Shout out Ohio State. First win since 2019 at the Big House. So shout out Brian Day. Definitely one of his. Not necessarily he won the title last year,
But
but I
this is what you
guarantee
need to do.
this was what you're hired for.
Yeah.
To win at the Big House.
Yeah, 2-4 though now. Ryan Day against Michigan, but it's all right. We got a lot of studs moving forward, so we're gonna fix that real quick. Indiana they blew out Purdue. We'll see them in the Big Ten championship next week. Texas, they beat and upset Texas A&M. A&M is still gonna get into the playoffs, but man, they do drop a little here. We'll see what the official rankings are on Tuesday. Georgia, they wind up beating Georgia Tech. I don't know if that's really a rivalry anymore. The Egg Bowl, Lane Kiffin left. That was his final game as a coach for Ole Miss. The president will not allow him to finish out the season with Ole Miss. He took the LSU job this evening. He's already on his way to Baton Rouge. So that was the last game for Ole Miss. They'll probably make the playoffs as well. Utah, they defeated Kansas 31-10. Arizona, go Wildcats. They beat up Arizona State in Tempe. Texas Tech blew out Washington. Oregon, good win against Washington. Hey, LSU plus 10.5. We get there. Oklahoma, they win these games, but they never really blow anyone out. So that was a big game for Oklahoma. And then Auburn in the Egg Bowl. Beginning, it was 10-0. I said, they might run away with this. And then Auburn came out in the second half, and they made it a game. And they scored the late touchdown to get the cover. But thoughts on the Egg Bowl?
To be honest, I thought the game was over in the first half. And then, ended up checking the score. Auburn made things interesting. Not surprised at all. Because somehow it's always a game. Even though there were 5 and 6, they made it interesting. So shout out Auburn, all respect there. But Alabama should have blown them out. Not for nothing. So they get there, they win, but they should have won this game convincingly, and they didn't. So give credit to Auburn. Backdoor covering the second half, but good win for Alabama. Still a tough place to win.
Joey D does make a good point in the chat. To bring Vandy a program to relevancy, Diego Pavia needs his flowers. I agree. I agree. Diego Pavia is legit. They are the best team in the state of Tennessee, and they proved it on Saturday, 45-24. They didn't just win. They blew them out. It was a tough day for Joey Aguilar and the Tennessee Volunteers. And Diego Pavia, 268. He ran for 165 yards. I don't think he's the Heisman, but he definitely needs his flowers. He should definitely be invited to New York. I'll say that.
He has to be.
Yeah. And then USC beats UCLA, and Virginia beats Virginia Tech. And other than that, we'll find out the rankings on Tuesday, and then we will have championship weekend this upcoming week. By the way, Rutgers covered. Shout out you.
Yeah, got there with the plus 14.5.
Too many points. Like, why is Penn State laying 14.5 points on the road at Rutgers?
This ain't Penn State from 3 years ago. Oh, Justin Herbert has fractured his left hand. Today versus the Raiders is set to undergo surgery Monday.
Oh, so he's gone.
The team is uncertain if that's all I got.
The team is uncertain if Harbaugh will miss any time.
Will miss any?
Yeah, will miss any time.
So it has to be like a minor surgery if he's.
It's like a hairline fracture.
I had a hairline fracture. And I was out 2 months, cuz.
But you ain't Justin Herbert.
Yeah, I don't have
No.
Los Angeles Chargers doctors.
Yeah, the doctor. He's probably getting the best specialist on the
My-
West Coast.
I have Medicaid. That's who get it the
Chill.
best.
I got Medicaid. It's crazy.
And I was gone for 2 months.
And we just talked about how crazy their schedule is.
Mm-hmm. Honestly, they need him. If not, they could miss the playoffs.
Shout out Trey Lance. He's going to get some burn.
No, he's not.
He's the backup.
I know he's the backup, but clearly they're going to throw their quarterbacks next week off surgery.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want
They need to get into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Damn, crazy. Yeah, I just saw that from Matt Schefter.
Yeah, breaking news, people. Breaking news.
Joe goes, Rodgers, Burrow, Herbert, tough sobs. What is it? SOB, son of a bitch. Yeah. Sobs. You're retarded, Dylan. All right, kid, let's get to Monday Night Football. Before we do that, a quick word from our sponsor, brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. There's no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV. Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration, as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks. So just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry watching Monday Night Football, it doesn't matter. Our tequila pairs perfectly with the Artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. I believe here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Monday Night Football. You know where it is, in beautiful New England, in Foxborough, where the Patriots are hosting the New York Giants. Patriots laying 7.5 here at home, -370 on the money line, +7.5 for the G-men, +295 if you like the dog. Total is 46.5. Jackson Dart is making the start. What do we feel here, kid?
I think you have a teaser live as well. Have a teaser right now with the Patriots from 7.5 to 1.5. Hopefully the people out there took that. But give me the G-Men +7.5 here with Jackson Dart making the return. Last week we saw the same Giants team with Jameis Winston fight hard against the Detroit Lions in Detroit. Jackson Hart, hate him or love him, say what you want. The kid has 17 touchdowns in 7 career games. That's impressive if you ask me. So, we all know he's a dual threat. So I think he'll be able to make some plays with his arms and his legs against our defense. Let's not forget Will Campbell is out. Milton is out. So we have some gaps on both sides of the ball. I think we'll be just fine. I think we'll win a game like we won last week against Cincinnati. Won't be pretty, but we'll get the dub. Give me the Giants +7.5. And like I said, I got the Patriots in the teaser to -1.5.
Yeah, I'm already invested as well with the teaser. And I don't know if this will be the prettiest game, but Jackson Dart making his return, and I feel like he's consistently found ways to extend and lead drives and eventually find some points here and there. And I think if he continues to do that tomorrow, I think there's a good chance, this turns into maybe a shootout. I do like the over. I was going to ask you about the total. I kind of think both teams will be able to score, and the Patriots are just too good offensively not to take advantage of this matchup against the Giants defense. So I think they should do their part. We also have weather conditions. Hopefully that cooperates. It's going to be chilly, windy. It's going to be a little wet in New England tomorrow, but should be, I think, a high-scoring game, kind of like what we saw in New Jersey today. High-scoring game, ugly. Patriots probably win by 27-24, 28-24, something like that. But, yeah, I probably would take the points as well. What do you think about the total? Because I lean over.
Yeah, I lean over because, the Patriots are good from anywhere from 26 to 32. So I'm going to say we score around that range. I'm going to say either 27 to 29, and I'm going to say 24 for the Giants. So I'm going to say 29-24. We win by 5.
All right. And then let's get to our props section. It is brought to you by Props.Cash, the best way to research all your player props. Elvis and I have been using Props.Cash for 2 years now, and it's helped us find an edge in several player prop markets on the web or on the Props.Cash app. You'll get quick visual data on player trends, matchup history, and recent performance across every major sport. Clean, reliable stats that make it easy to spot value. Plans start at just $19.99 a month. And right now, you can get 25% off your first month with code DREAM25. That is DREAM25. So download the app, not now, but right now, and sign up with the monthly subscription. Use code DREAM25, and you'll be paying just $14.99 your first month. Level up your prop research today at Props.Cash. Kid, what is your Monday Night Football prop?
This guy had a quiet game last week, only 20 receiving yards on a Monday night stage. I expect him to have a huge game. Give me Stephon Diggs over 48.5 receiving yards at minus 112. To be honest, for a big game, big stage, I think this number is set up pretty damn low, if you ask me. We saw Hunter Henry ball out last week. I expect Stephon Diggs to get a couple more targets and more balls thrown his way. Give me Diggs over 48.5 receiving yards minus 112.
Yeah, give me I'm going with the guy who's going to throw him the ball. Give me Drake May over 244.5 passing yards here. It's not really brain science betting on one of the best quarterbacks. I think this is a great matchup for him. He's actually thrown for at least 259 in 5 straight games. He's gone over this mark in 9 of 12 starts this year, and that's a hard rate. Even though he hasn't gotten 300, he should get over 244. I think that's a low number against one of the worst passing defenses in the NFL. So, yeah, big night. Like I said, I do think there's going to be some points as well. So, give me Drake May over 244.5 passing yards. You like that?
I love it, though. Pretty sure he still leads the NFL in passing yards. He is the MVP favorite, by the way. So, I think that's a hell of a smart bet on your part, though. I think that's a hell of a bet.
Thank you. All right, let's get to the NBA. 9 games here on a Monday, so much bigger slate than we're accustomed to. Knicks, we're blowing out the Toronto Raptors. We're going for 4 in a row. One of the longest. I was gonna say longest win streak, but that's only in the East. Outside of that, Lakers have won 6 in a row, and OKC just doesn't lose. They're 19-1. They just don't lose.
And J-Dub just came back.
So
and they're number one rated defense.
And they're OD. They might repeat, bro.
I said it on the preseason. I think they were plus 250.
Yeah,
I said it hates me to say it, but take the plus 250 to repeat it. I think to win the West was like plus 180, something like that. For tomorrow, it's a couple games. A huge slate. I'm only gonna give you what I will be betting. I'm not about to just tell you to take place, but first game, Los Angeles Clippers taking on the Miami Heat. Clippers losing 4 straight games. Miami lost their last game, won 4 straight prior to that. I think they bounced back here. Give me Miami Heat at home. I'm laying the 5.5. The Clippers, they're just dealing with a lot of injuries. I understand Kawhi Leonard is back. He was in the lineup, I think, yesterday. Not sure if he's going to play on Monday. So wouldn't bet on it realistically. Give me Miami Heat at home. Coming from a loss, I think they bounce back here at home. I'm going to lay the 5.5. Next game, you just alluded to, the Phoenix Suns taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. Lakers laying 5.5 at home here. Not for nothing, dude. LeBron being back, Austin Reeves still doing what he's doing. Luka's playing like an MVP. DeAndre Ayton is giving you about 15 and 8 a night. This Lakers team is clicking, though. I'm gonna lay the 5.5 here. Like you said, they won 6 straight games. And to be honest, I don't think they're gonna slow down anytime soon. I'm gonna take the Lakers here minus 5.5.
Great coach, JJ Redick.
Yeah, JJ Redick deserves a lot of credit. And not for that, I'll probably do a teaser. I'm gonna tease the Milwaukee Bucks down to 1.5, and then I'm gonna tease the Detroit Pistons. So that's gonna be a 2-way teaser. Give me the Pistons to minus 1.5, and give me the Milwaukee Bucks to minus 3.5. That's gonna be a 2-way teaser. Minus 134.
I love it. Kid, good luck on the association. 3 plays for me in college tomorrow. Joe, if you're in the chat, you're going to like this one. Give me the Iona Gales, baby. minus 1.5 against Delaware, the Blue Hens. No reason. Iona should not be a bigger favorite, at least -5, -6. So I'll take the -1.5. Tarleton State taking on Cincinnati on the road. Yeah, Cincinnati should be the favorite, but -17. Nah, I think Tarleton could keep it within the number. That's too many points here. And Cincinnati, they've been big favorites like this, but they haven't been able to cover the big number. Excuse me. And then last game, Middle Tennessee +2.5 against UAB. I think the wrong team is favored here. Middle Tennessee is a good rebounding team at home. I think they win outright. So I'll take the 2.5 in my pocket. And those are my 3 plays for college. Kid, any last words before we get up out of here? This year's flying by.
It's flying by. Not for Niandale. With the Rams losing, the Patriots have a chance to not just be mine, but to be your number one team in the power rankings. All I'm going to say for the people listening out there, I can't wait for Wednesday's episode.
I was going to say, Wednesday can't come quick enough for some people, but kid, enjoy the game. Good luck on all your bets, and we'll see you guys on that Wednesday. Peace.